This is not financial advice. I just tell you about your miss, baby, because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. Make sure you talk to a licensed financial advisor in your area because investing carries risk, but you got to risk it to get the biscuit, family. I want to give a shout out to somebody who just said, Keenan Grace, I'm loving this play, and this is Kratos Defensive Security, and he just got in it recently and is up 16% already on just the stock. Keeping it simple, buy the stock, hold the stock, and make money. He said, thanks for the alert, and I'm giving you a shout out because you are one of many people who jumped into these kind of plays that I'm sending alerts on and is making money hand over fist. I can never guarantee you a return, but I could do my best to show you how I'm making money on the stock market and how the pros are making money. And honestly, we doing better than a lot of the pros. I want to give you this one. This one is KTOS, which I've been talking about since it was about $40. And I want to just show you. You know how they tell you look for the supports and look for the resistances? Do you know that some stocks just keep going up for a long time and they don't have supports and resistances on smaller time frames? So if you look at KTOS, it's currently on a monthly chart. It's just basically going straight up. So I say that to say eventually it can pull back, but those who have been waiting for a pullback have been waiting, and they're going to turn into a skeleton waiting on some stocks. There are people who are still waiting for Microsoft to come back down. They're waiting for Bitcoin to come back down. They're waiting for certain things to come back down that never came back down. And I want to ask you a question. What stock or crypto have you been waiting to come back down and it never came back down? Here's another thing. In mortgages and buying a home, many people been waiting for the market to crash in homes and it just never came back down, and they just been sitting in watching everything go up in price again and again and again. Tell me in the comments, because I want to see, family. Let's teach the people who need to be taught, because you're going to inspire somebody from what you telling them about how you've been waiting, but you should have just executed and not had analysis paralysis where you overthinking it and just get into the play and just trust and believe in your research and trust and believe in yourself. I'm not saying go be a crash test dummy and don't go and look at the charts or don't understand KTOS or any stock that I'm talking about, but I'm saying that these things happen on the market and you got to be able to understand, boom, this is how I react when this happens. This is how I react before this happens, and I be preventative. This is how I move over here. You got to be just like that. You got to be what they call dynamic on the stock market. Here's what's going on with KTOS. They keep getting these new defense contracts. They're working with the military. They're an $18 billion company right now, and they just keep pumping up. But this is one of the reasons why I knew it was going to pump up. Look at this. This is the Robinhood app. Love it or hate it. It got a tool on there that I really like that I want you to start to use. And it's called the Trading Trends, where you look at the people on Robinhood who are buying it, the hedge funds who are buying it, and that's the important one. Notice that we can see in green all the way on the right, the hedge funds been loading up like crazy and they've been selling only a little bit. So then this one is just going up steadily and steadily. So what is the chart saying in the most recent terms? We are getting a kind of a straight line up in a way that you don't often see on the stock market, especially in a choppy market like this. But I gave the family this one because it's been on a steady incline for a long time. And if you could get this one under the $100 range, you'll be able to get it closer to where we got it at. So we've been buying this more heavily in the $80 range, and now it's over the $100 range. But this is one that has not been showing any signs of slowing down. But the time will come where things like this have to eventually, boom, come down. But that's what we like and love, so we can make money. This is not a stock that I will set it and forget it on. This is a stock that I will get in, I will make my money in there, and then I'll put my stop loss a little bit higher than my entry price in case it ever came down. Or here's another thing that you could Google or ask ChatGPT about or look up on YouTube: a trailing stop loss with like 15% after you get deep in profit. I wanted to put you up on some game too, because it's not just about finding out all of the hot stocks. Some things are going to grow that you already know about, and I want to put you up on that game. But I got to, again, slow down, and I got to say this because I got your ear and I value your time. If you do not have your investments, even some long-term banger on an auto investment, whether it be your VOO, your VTI, you can look these ETFs up. You can look them up like a stock, or your Bitcoin or your Ethereum. You get to decide, Microsoft, whatever it is. You got to have something on an auto reinvest, family. You have to do it because that is how you're going to win long-term. In my personal opinion, I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell, but this has been the easiest thing to do. Set it and forget it. Your days, some days you're going to be in a good mood. Some days you're going to be in a bad mood. Some days you're not going to feel like it, but your money is going to get up. It's going to put on its jacket. It's going to put on its boots, and it's going to head right to work while you are dealing with the struggles and challenges and achievements as well and blessings of everyday life. I want to switch over to cryptocurrency, which can be bought on Coinbase and many other apps, even Robinhood, even Moomoo, even Webull, and even Fidelity in some cases. And this is something that I wanted y'all to see, because this, family, class is in session with this one. It's a joke that's going around on Twitter. And it says, wow, Bitcoin is $125,000. You must be rich. And then they laughing at the people who bought Ethereum at 4,800 in 2021. So Ethereum pumped up back then and it hit the all-time high. And now it's like 4,700, if not 4,500. But Bitcoin back then at the peak of 2021 was about $65,000. And this is the key. People would not buy something like a Bitcoin at 65,000 because they're looking at it and they're thinking, man, that's 65,000. It already ran. I want to get in something like Ethereum, and that's going to go up to 65,000. And then what happens is, I always tell you, the poor mindset, not pocket poor, but mindset. When you think or, you thinking poor. Poor is or. We think and. We will buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then we're not looking at it the same way that everybody else is looking at it, where I'm not going to buy Bitcoin because Bitcoin already ran and Ethereum is smaller. No, that's thinking about it like a rookie. I'm talking about a newbie to the game who don't understand it at all. You got to look at it like, wait, how much could this move up? What is the percent that it can move up? And I've been preaching this message for a long time. So if you bought Bitcoin with $1,000 back in 2021, they would have doubled your money. Boom. But even if you bought it at the top, if you bought Ethereum at the top in 2021, you would have actually been down. I still love Ethereum, and I'm gonna still buy Ethereum, and I think Ethereum gonna double, it's gonna triple. That's how I look at it. However, Bitcoin can as well. The name of the game is to get in a vehicle, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is, that is going to move your money up the fastest. That's really how you do it. So what I'm saying is, Bitcoin being at $121,000, $122,000, I'm still buying it up here. I'm still buying it up here. If it come back down to 65, I'm really gonna be loading up down there. I'm gonna be the king of Bitcoin. When it dropped down there, I'm just tell you it is what it is. Because if nothing changes fundamentally, then I'm gonna keep buying it. If something happens and quantum computers is breaking and cracking the codes, everything, then I gotta reassess. But as long as nothing happening like that and institutions are still pouring into it, the government ain't trying to block it and all of this, then I'm gonna keep buying it. And I want to put y'all up on some game. They just came out with a price target for Bitcoin for 150,000 for the end of the year. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but you can see what institutions is trying to push it towards. And I want to also show y'all that I have about 5.5 Bitcoin at this current point in time. Many of y'all have been watching my journey to get into 1 Bitcoin, to get into 2, 3, 4, and I'm just loading up. I'm trying to get as much as I can, really, to be honest with you. So if it come way down, I'm be able to buy more. Maybe that sounds crazy to you. I can't buy 1 Bitcoin. It ain't about that. Do you have your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, something on an auto reinvest? Do you have that where you buying $10 a day, $5, whatever it is? Do you have something like that? If not, I want you to do your research and consider if it's something that you should do. I'll show you my positions right here. On Coinbase, I have 3.67 Bitcoin right now on there, worth 449,000. I have Ethereum, 36,000 on there, and this is 8 Ethereum. Now let's go to my Ledger account, where I have 2.02 Bitcoin on there, and that's worth 247,000, up 600%. So I've been at this for a long time. And then my Ethereum is up 255%, and I have 10 of them over there. So all in, I got somewhere close to like 800K just in these 2 accounts. I have another account as well, but just in these 2 accounts on these cryptos. And I want to put you up on some game as to how I know how to buy it when I want to buy it versus what these apps is kind of, in my opinion, run a game. They run a game. Check this out. Up top, I had circled this with my handwriting, family. I want it to really stick out to you. If you go to the Coinbase app, you're going to see it says, if you update it, a C and then some little candles over there, and I highlighted in red. And then when you click on the C, it's going to scroll over, and then you're going to see Coinbase is going to change to what's called Coinbase Advanced. And then once you're in Coinbase Advanced, you're going to see all of these different BTC/USD and all of these different things. It looks more complicated, but I'm telling you, this is going to save you thousands and thousands of dollars just from knowing what I'm about to put you up on. When you switch it over to Coinbase Advanced, this is where you actually buy it, because the people who buying it on Coinbase, the simple version, family, they're getting cooked. I'm talking about straight up. You buying Bitcoin, let's say you try to buy some at 122, they selling it to you at 123. So you actually paying like $1,000 more than everybody else because you didn't click a button. It's literally that crazy, family. I'm putting you up on crazy game right now. So you click on BTC, USD, but you only buy it when it's on advance. Then you're gonna get to this. I know it looks complicated, but if you get rid of all of the noise, what you're just looking at is the buy button. Boom, buy button is on the bottom. And then you're gonna get to this screen and it's gonna ask you how much of this do you wanna buy? You could buy $100 of it, you could buy $10 of it, you could buy $5 of it, you could buy $100,000, up to you. I don't know what your pockets is like. Then you just click max and it'll let you buy whatever is in your account. If you got $100, boom, you could buy that. 15,000, whatever it is, right? Then you're gonna be able to buy it. And if you look at the top, it says the price of Bitcoin currently, all the way over there, is in the left-hand corner, 122,000. Notice that's what I could buy it at right now. But literally, if I click that button and turn it off of Coinbase Advance and I try to do this exact thing in this exact moment, look at what they're trying to sell me it at. The Bitcoin price is 123,400. Bam, they trying to sell it to me over $1,200 more than it was actually in price right now. So they overdoing it when you use the simple version. So it's kind of like a ignorant tax. They taxing you on being ignorant by overcharging you, and then you get cooked up on an app that everybody is using called Coinbase. So family, I put you up on game. Rewind that part if you're trying to go and set up any kind of payment or buy crypto on Coinbase. Family, I wanted to just give y'all that love and give it to you for free because I appreciate y'all. I see you in the next one. If you want to support the channel and get some free stocks, use the Moo link in the top of the description. I love y'all and take care.